Na srcu leži jedna stara koja neće izgledati nigdje, pa se srce pita bez nje živjeti.
I think an important element of understanding the Bosnian community here in St. Louis is the whole question of choice. When we think about immigrants, we think about that as a positive experience. The people came affirmatively, seeking better opportunities, seeking political freedom, religious freedom. In the case of refugees, and in particular the Bosnian community, they were coming as the human cost and the human consequence of genocide. That people had been targeted specifically because of their religion, because of who they were, rather than anything that they had done. I think there was an element of shock. We being the community at large of people and nations, we had made a commitment to say never again. Never again would we allow people, simply on the basis of who they were, to be subjected to a campaign of genocidal violence. And what we saw, those of us here in St. Louis, was the human result of that. So we had refugees who began to arrive in great need, not particularly well understood the circumstances out of which they had come, and it seemed to me that was an obligation. That created an obligation for those of us who disagreed with the United States policy of non-involvement and not acting to stop the war in Bosnia, that it seemed to me we then had an obligation and a responsibility to respond to the tremendous human need that we found here in St. Louis. Why is this idea important? Because we all have a stake in societies that are organized based on the rights of minorities being respected, that we live together in a mutuality and a toleration of difference, and that we see the alternative in a case like Bosnia. So to move forward into the future, there has to be an honest accounting for what took place. The other thing that I think will be probably a period of time, maybe generations, is that sense of loss and being uprooted. And you asked about, is there a dimension of this that we probably will never understand? And I think there is. And it's one Bosnian I talked to likened it to a divorce of someone whose heart remained in the country of Bosnia, that it was a separation that he had never wanted. And there will always be a sense of loss and a sense of longing that will be part of the experience, part of the Bosnian experience, not only here in St. Louis, but in other places too. I think, like all people here in St. Louis, we have a unique opportunity to get to know and to understand Bosnians who are now our friends, our neighbors, our co-workers, and the success of that community is tied up in the collective outcome of all of us.